are now tuned in to Hustle Her Way, the podcast, a weekly podcast that celebrates and empowers the ambitious women who are rewriting the rules, breaking barriers, and making their mark in the world. I'm your host, KT, and I'm thrilled to have you guys along on this exciting journey. In a world where opportunities for women are expanding every day, Hustle Her Way, the podcast, is now your go-to destination to find inspiration, motivation, and great advice from extraordinary women as myself and other guests that we will have on this podcast who have paved their own paths to success. I believe that every woman has a unique story to tell, and here we're going to uncover the triumphs, challenges, and lessons learned for some of the most remarkable female entrepreneurs, leaders, and innovators across various industries. Every week we will have either a solo episode or an interview that encaps what a hustle her way mindset looks like and what you can do to find your own hustle. Thanks for staying tuned, and let's get right on into the show. And welcome back to Hustle Her Way, the podcast with your girl KT. So as you guys know, last episode I kind of spilled the tea about my life and talked about the little identity crisis that I was going through and all that good stuff. So today's episode, we're really going to talk about a lot of things, because I feel, especially as people, we always think our past depicts what's going to happen in the future, and I'm here to tell you that's not the case. Our past does not always define our future, and when things go awry, you can definitely change it. So that is the episode that we're going to talk about today. But first, official podcast business. Thank you guys for staying tuned. If you're listening to this on audio, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, hopefully we're your favorite podcast as well, go ahead and like and comment and rate the podcast. So I'm going to actually go, yes, I'm doing this on camera right now. But we did have a rating. We didn't get a review, but we got a 5-star rate, y'all. I'm so happy. Thank you guys. I appreciate the 5-star. We saw the rating. So don't forget, if you want other people to listen to this podcast, please don't forget to share this with your business and work besties. Like and rate and leave us a comment. Okay, that is official podcast business out the way. So I was actually talking to a colleague, not a friend, but a colleague. Okay, we're gonna get to that. But we were just talking about life. We were just talking about, you know, catching up, because I haven't seen this person in quite some time. But we were just sitting talking, and you know, I asked them about what was going on in their lives, and you know, back and forth, all that kind of good stuff. But one thing in particular they said that had me really thinking was, we were talking about working, and we were talking about how this person wants to go back to one of their old companies. And I was like, I'm not opposed to spinning the block on jobs. It depends. If the job was a great job, and you know, you left on good terms, you know, there was no beef, I fully support spinning the block if you can. But they were like, well, you know, I really want to go back to this company. I really enjoyed myself. They left because at the time there wasn't any upward movement, which is understandable. We know, most employers know that people leave when they don't feel like at the time that they have any other choices and there are other opportunities that come about. And they were like, hey, you know, I would really like to go back to this company, but I can't go back. And I was like, why not? Do they have a job not open for you, or are they, you know, downsizing? What's up? Well, they really had this opportunity in upper management that I really want to be in, and I just can't go back. Again, me being me. Well, why? Did they fire you? You know, did you not live on amicable terms? No, I just really don't think because I used to work there that they'll want me back. And I'm just like, well, if you didn't do anything wrong, why wouldn't they want you back? Like, I've heard so many stories of people going back to same positions or same jobs because they went and found, you know, their experience somewhere else, and now that they can bring that experience to that same company, there's nothing wrong. And so I gave them the advice of, don't let things in your past affect you in your future. So if you want to go back, if you did do, you know, great work there, you left on good terms, you know, you're still eligible for rehire, why not go back? And I feel like sometimes we let the past depict our future because of what we've been taught a lot of times in life. And I can say that a lot of times, especially for me, it's always a pride thing. If we're just going to take jobs for example, if I left, I'm not going back. I mean, that's the mentality we got. Like, we feel like we didn't got it made, you know, things are better on the other side, and sometimes we found out that things are not. But because of that pride and ego piece, we're letting past decisions affect our future. There's nothing that could have stopped this person from going back. They actually welcomed them back with open arms, and it was great that they came back, and now they're doing a great job in that new role. So we have to realize as individuals, adults, everything, that we can't always let decisions that we make in the past affect things that might happen in the future. I can say specifically, there are some times that I've let past me make decisions that future me, present me are still on the fence about, because I'm just like, I can't do that. Like, you know, I made that decision, and now I can't go out looking like a fool. And present me knows better now. But I can say in college, especially in college, I would make crazy decisions. Crazy decisions. I can specifically think about one time, if you guys didn't know, I used to work in the hotel business right after I graduated from college. And again, ego got in the way. So as you guys know, I work day in and day out about, you know, working hotel life. It's not the easiest, especially when you're starting out. I just graduated, so we making a little bit over minimum wage, but nevertheless, to make a decent living, I had to work. And then hotel life, especially in the tourism industry, you know, some days you can go weeks. Actually, you can go, I went 2 weeks without an off day because of the way the schedule line, all that kind of stuff, and I would work at another hotel doing all the things. So, but I decided, past me made the decision that I was going to change hotels because I was fed up with the hotel business at that time. And at that specifically moment in time, the hotel I was working at was going to be a franchise, so it wasn't going to be an actual connection to a major hotel brand anymore. It was going to be owned by someone smaller. So I was like, I'm not finna lose my nice little benefits, all that kind of stuff, just to jump ship. So did that, ended up actually finding another job, and I left. But for years I would see positions pop up at this specific hotel brand, and I'd be like, oh, they ain't gonna hire me, they ain't even gonna let me interview. Just keep going with the motions, even though there were so many positions in my career field that I'm in now that I could have worked. But for years, like, y'all wouldn't believe, like, I was talking about great positions for me to start in, but I was stubborn because I'm just like, I can't go back working back for somebody who I left. Like, how is that gonna look? And you know, they gonna be mad at me, and they gonna do this and they gonna do that, and it just don't look right. It look crazy. And it wasn't until literally, I could tell y'all this, your girl's always looking for a job. I'm always looking for a great opportunity. That's just me. As much as I love the position I'm in now, I'm always looking to better myself, because who doesn't, right? Okay, now that we got all that out the way, I actually saw a position with the hotel, and like, it was like a light bulb went off at that moment, because I was on the fence of actually applying for it, and I just heard something say, well, if you left in good terms, if you want this to be your next journey, why not apply for it? And that's what I want to tell you guys. Like, think about the pros and cons. Like, if you can't go back, or if it's a decision that you made that's irreversible, I completely understand. But if it was a decision that you felt at the time was going to make you better, it was going to enhance your life, if you have to go back to something, or you have to make a decision that past you made before in a different way, just go for it. I applied for that job, and I actually got an interview. Did not get the position because of other reasons. Job market is very hard, so there are so many qualified candidates that probably lived a little closer than I did and took that position, and they actually hired someone internally. So I can't be mad at it, but if I never would have took that opportunity, I would have missed out on, you know, making myself available, making myself known, that I'm not scared to make a decision that past me made that could have hurt my career then. So what I'm saying is, don't let your ego play a part in your future when you can help it. It's so many things that can happen in life that sometimes can happen, and it's not just jobs, it's with friends, it's with family. I know personally, I've had friendships that I've let go. I let them go, but future me, as long as they didn't do anything, you know, trifling is the word that I'm looking for. If they didn't do any trifling, and you know, we fell off, or you know, life happens and you know, people move away, I'm not opposed to opening those friendships back. And I have done recently. A lot of my college friends that I haven't seen in years, or we fell off, we're actually back building relationships again. People that I knew in high school, that I'm talking about elementary school, that we went to elementary school, high school, all this kind of stuff, we're now back building relationships. And not necessarily saying past me made a bad decision of not keeping in touch, but that's just what happened. It was a decision of, I couldn't keep in touch with a lot of people, but I'm not going to be thinking that, oh, because we fell off, or our friendship ended, or we haven't talked to each other in years, we can't be friends now. And I know I've been enjoying, you know, meeting people where they are and seeing how we've grown from high school, middle school, even college. And I'm not opposed to say I made the wrong decision or a decision that could have been prematurely addressed. Because that's the beautiful thing about life. You can always understand where you went wrong and be able to course correct if you can. If you did some trifling, I'm sorry. I don't think this advice is gonna work too well for you. But saying that you know what mistake you made, you know what decision ultimately led to this, and being able to course correct is nothing wrong. And I'm learning this so much in the season of my life right now, because like I said, a lot of opportunities have come about, and that's bringing old people who I left in the past to the forefront in my life. And it's actually been great, not letting those decisions affect my movement, affect how I show up for people, affect anything. Because I mean, you know, we've all been burnt in the past, and you know, for various reasons, but not letting some of those, you know, petty things that our pride tells us that we need to make bigger affect maybe, you know, building a new relationship, or building an old relationship, or even a job. So I'm saying relationship, I'm talking more about friendship now. Romantic relationships, we just go untouched, because I have varied things about that. But nevertheless, just my advice, just do the pros and cons about making a decision of bringing things from the past to the future. Is this going to help you? Is this going to harm you? Is this going to make you a better person? Is this going to help you along your journey? Things of that nature. And know that you've already seen it play out once, so you know most of the time, I mean, people change, people go through different seasons, and maybe the season you met somebody in, they're in a whole different season, so they learn from that. Especially with jobs, sometimes the season that you met that job in, meaning changing leadership, has changed and made things a little easier than what it could be. But just know, make a pros and cons list, understand how is this going to affect you in the future, and let it go from there. Just enjoy some of the things that's coming from older decisions that you made, past decisions, and hopefully you guys got something from that. So again, thank you guys for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you like to send in some advice, don't forget to email me at ktthepublicist@gmail.com. And I will see you guys in the next podcast episode. Bye, y'all.